Do you have a small workshop and need help with organization and workflow? You came to the right spot. I want to share with you my experience of working in a small shop, and I want to pass on tips and tricks so you can have a better workflow and a better shop. And just like that, everything's set up. This is the hammer that took out my two front teeth. Hi there, I'm John, and I'm just a DIY guy helping DIYers like yourself. And I want to invite you into my shop and show you how I do it and what I'm working with. We're going to start with the wall right behind me. It's kind of my primary wall. Around the workbench, everything is readily available. So let's take a walk over here and see what I could show you. Right here on the left side of the garage, as soon as you walk in, is home for the air compressor mainly. Extra cords right here, hang them up on these hooks. I have extra hoses here, some in here, straight edges hanging up here, and then the air hose. In this garage, I only have 110. It's just regular household power. I ran this 10 gauge extension cord all the way up to the plug-in in the middle of the garage where the garage door opener is. So that kind of does it for this little corner right here. This was one of the first projects that I built when we bought this house over 23 years ago, is this bench. So I built this bench out of 3/4 inch plywood and 2x4 construction, and I think the corners actually are even 2x3 or 3x3. Later on, I added on this top right here. So I like this setup with the pegboard. It works for me. Everything's readily available, and that's what this whole section is, readily available at the workbench. Now there's a bunch of stuff here on the bottom. I'm going to pull it all out and show you what I'm working with down here. In this bucket, in this crate, this is what we have. Extra sanders, quite a few extra sanders. Multi-tool, look at that. There's a couple grinders. So I have 3 grinders. In this bucket, another sander, and mainly just my bags and my hammers. This is mainly rough construction tools in here. This is the hammer that took out my 2 front teeth. Let me go through here and show you and name exactly what I have here. So this is just a regular floor jack from Harbor Freight. Tire chains. This is a rotary hammer kit from Harbor Freight. Works great. This is a Win, I think 3/4 horse router I use for the big jobs. And right here, this is a Hitachi 15 gauge nail gun. That works good for door jams. There's another Harbor Freight finish gun. I have a couple up here that I use. I use those mainly. This is just a little one that came for free with those other 2 guns. And then I have my favorite tool probably in the whole shop, which is my skill saw, which I think every new woodworker should master this tool first before they move on to stationary tools and expensive tools. I think they'll appreciate them more. Then we have a Sawzall, another grinder. This is a jigsaw by DeWalt. This one's about 23 years old, and that one's only about a year old. And then we have the only Festool tool I own is this sander, and it works great. A Husky socket set. These are my favorite nail guns by Boss Stitch. They work great. That's my second one. The first one lasted about 20 years. And then I have a little pin nailer right here from Harbor Freight by Banks. Cheap little gun, but it works really good. So this is what I have underneath my workbench. I chose this 10-inch Makita miter saw, this slide, because it had the smallest footprint at the time I was looking for miter saws. It was between the Festool, the Bosch, and the Makita. So I ended up choosing this, and I've been very happy with it. The dust collection works excellent, especially when it's nested. Out on the slide, not so good, but most miter saws don't work good on the slide for dust collection anyways. So I've been very pleased with this Makita 10-inch miter saw. I can't say enough good things about this thing. So down here at this end of the bench, I'll show you what I store. I have this 0 clearance table fence I made for the miter saw. Right here, I have a Makita dust extractor. This is amazing. If you're in the market for a dust extractor, I highly recommend this Makita. It just works really well. And it works really well when it's almost all the way full. So that's one of the reasons I bought it. It has really, really good reviews. And then right here is my air conditioning. I don't have air conditioning in the garage. I should, being out here in the California desert. but I haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet. So here's just a clamp rack, another clamp rack with the longer clamps, a track saw. I have a track saw somewhere. I don't even know where it is. I think it's up there on the other side of the wall. I very rarely use it. I'm not a track saw guy. I'm more of a skill saw guy and a level. So what do you do? Let me know if you use a track saw or you use a skill saw on the straight edge, old school. So that kind of does it for this corner right here, except right back here behind me, I want to build out this space. I don't want any more cabinets with doors, but I would like your opinion if you have an idea to go up in this space right here. We're going to leave it clear right here. We could build up to about right here. Just leave an area for the saw. But we could build this out right here and all the way over right here. So let me know if you have an idea for me. I'm thinking more like a cabinet, open cabinet, tools up there in boxes, stuff I can get to without being behind closed doors and causing a big old mess. So let me know what you think should go up here. To finish out this side of the garage, I picked up this Grizzly bandsaw G0817 14 inch with the foot brake, 110 volt, has a ripping capacity of 14 inches, rips logs, 2x4s, it'll cut anything. So this is really cool. I want to use it more. Let me know if you want to see more videos of me using the bandsaw. If so, you got it. All right, so that finishes up this side of the wall. Let's move over right over here. This garage size is about 22 feet by 22 feet, pretty close to being square. But right behind me used to be the garage. What you're seeing right now, this wall right here, is the laundry room now, but it used to be the garage. And I'll see if I can find a picture and show you exactly what I was talking about. So, since it used to be part of the garage, let me show you what it looks like now. I'll just take you in for a real quick peek. So let's go in here and check it out and show you what I did. This right here was part of the garage and just came in here. This is pretty standard to have out in California, especially back in the 80s, to have the laundry room in the garage. Let me just show you around real quick. Okay, so that's looking back out in the garage. These were my first cabinets I ever built. So, there's like a lattice. We put a lattice on the front of it. This lattice goes over like window covers. I just ordered them online at Home Depot. And then I had the glass cut for these. But that's those cabinets up there. I built a trash can over there. Upper cabinets up here. My wife's glass collection. She likes blue and she likes vintage glass. Okay, then we have the countertops. I built all this out, little cubbies down here, built all this out. This is just a fake wall to hide the plumbing. This just it comes out, but it's let's see, let me show you. It's just hiding the cords and stuff. So something look a little bit nicer than. Hello, there we go. All right, built this whole counter and poured the epoxy. This is my first time doing epoxy and my last time actually. All right, back out to the garage. If you have any questions or comments about anything in my shop that I missed, and I'm sure I missed something, let me know in the comments and I'll answer your questions, guaranteed. I want to give you an opportunity right now to get your name on this list. I'm taking 5 of your ideas, and whether they're builds, project builds, whether they're fixes, ideas, techniques, tools, whatever it is, email me your idea. I'm picking 5 of your ideas and I'm going to build them out, whatever they are. Just don't be a boat. I don't want to build a boat. So email me at buildwithmooney2@gmail.com if you want your idea picked for my channel and we're going to build it together. I guess I'm going to build it by myself, but it's going to be your idea. On the back wall here, I have the disc sander right here with the drill press. They're both from Harbor Freight. I love this disc sander right here. So, and then we have storage up here. Up here, this is my paint cabinet right here. Just more storage stuff. Iron, spray, rags, you know. So these are old kitchen cabinets that we took out of the kitchen, obviously. They used to be wood color. They were stained and we painted them in the kitchen, and then I remodeled the house twice in the last 20 years. And now they're out here. And so they're very functional and very nice. So, but if I were to open these up, they're not the neatest in the world. And that's why when we build something over there, I want it to be open. I don't need more room to stuff more crap in there. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so that kind of does it for the back wall here. These are great right here. I have this little cabinet right here. I just glove holders and gloves from Harbor Freight. Works good. So over here on the right side of the garage, I have permanent shelving I put in. I have storage up top. Just get up there with the step ladder. It's pretty easy to access that up there. Down here, I have storage in here that I use quite often, and this folding table covers most of it up, but I'm able to get in here and get the things I need. Down here at the bottom, under here, is some tile tools, concrete tools, other stuff I don't need that often. And then I built this assembly table to fold up out of the way, because sometimes you need a big assembly table and there's just not room in this 2-car garage. Right up here, I put this little lumber rack right here. It actually could hold quite a bit. I could stack it all the way up to right before it hits the garage. So that actually holds quite a bit of lumber. Let's go over in the corner and show you that mess. And then I'm going to show you all the tools, how they function in my shop. Okay, so this kind of rounds out the wall space for the garage, and this last area is just my wood storage area. It's kind of a mess. I've thought of different areas or different ways of doing this, but they just usually take up more room building a wood storage area than a couple buckets. So that's why I've resorted to this. But usually I'll burn through this. I'll take this scrap material right here and build little fence pickets and stuff for the garden and little outdoor projects. I picked up this locker from an antique store. And I want to put this, I think, right here. I think this is the only space I have to put it, so I can store stuff in here. I think more paint and paint thinners and stuff like that in here, maybe just out of the way. Did you guys see another spot I can put this in the garage without cutting it in half and putting it somewhere? So this side of this, either right here or where the air compressor is. But the air compressor, I kind of like it over there. So let me know what you think if you have a better idea for me. So let me set up all the tools and show you my workflow in this little space. I'm still new at this YouTube stuff, maybe a clap. And just like that, everything's set up and in place. It only takes just a few minutes to roll the carts around and get all my tools in place. So now I'm going to take you to each tool and show you what I'm working with. Let me show you how my dust collection works in my shop. So I have the shop vac with the separator up here. That's from Home Depot's version. It works good. And then I just take this and hook it, roll it around and hook it up. So now you see these pieces right here? Sometimes it's really hard to find pieces that fit. In fact, sometimes it's impossible. So if you get PVC real close to the size, both of these have been heated up to fit all of my dust collection on the tool and on the vacuum. So if you want me to do a video on that, I will. Let me know in the comments. So this is how I get it done. Homemade parts and a shop vac. Works good. I built this milling cart just for these two items right here, so I don't have to pull them off a shelf every time. So it's just easily accessible. So this is an old Delta planer I've had for many, many years, and it just works good. Straight blade, I like it. I like it, and I like the color too. Matches the toolbox. And then over here we have the Grizzly bench top joiner. This size works for me in this small shop. Now you can only flatten a board about the size of the bed. So if you think you're going to flatten a big 6-foot board on a benchtop joiner, you're in for a headache. So these two items, I love this little station. I can roll it close to the garage door like it is right here. This has its own dust bag right here. So I just let it fly out here in the driveway and then sweep it up. One more thing I have to show you. Right here on the edge, a table saw sled I built, and I just store it here on the side of this cart. All right, let me show you one more thing over here. My son's CNC, it's Bob's CNC, and he bought this and built this and put it together. So the CNC is set up right here. We built this stand for it. It also has a little table right here to set up. It has a little kickstand down there. Set your computer up right here and work on your project. So this has been a real asset for us in the shop. I just don't know how to use it. Let me know if you're a CNC user. This table saw right here is my current table saw. the Metabo contractor saw. I choose to have a contractor saw just because it's portable, and that's what I need in this shop, be able to move it around. The cabinet saw will not work. I've already faced the facts. For my little small shop, the contractor saw works best in this area. So I'm very pleased with this saw, and I do recommend this saw. On this flip card, I have the Cobalt bench top router table. This works out pretty good. And on the bottom, I have the Win spindle sander, and I'm very pleased with this one. So this takes care of this cart right here, and I'm just able to move it around. I have lockers on the wheels, and it just works out great for this shop. Come over here. Let me show you this little gem right here. I picked up this Delta scroll saw at an antique store, already on this table. I made sure I plugged it in, it worked. This thing works fabulous, and I am so happy to have it. Sometimes you just can't beat the older tools. That's why I like my Delta planer. It's not a fancy planer, but it's solid and it still works. So that's why I like it. All right, until next time, bye for now.